In the silent chambers of human connection, an invisible exchange is always happening. Every word, glance, and touch carries frequency, a vibration that either nourishes or depletes. When a man commits to the discipline of semen retention, he becomes hyper-aware of this unseen economy of energy. What was once dismissed as mere mood or attraction now reveals itself as a subtle game of power and exchange. The truth is that not all intimacy is equal. Some connections elevate your essence, others drain it. Some people reflect your light, others feed on it. This is the reality of the vampire's veil, the unseen parasitic dynamic that hides behind affection, lust, and emotional dependency. To master your energy, you must learn not only to generate it, but to protect it. For the man walking the path of retention, recognizing and neutralizing energetic drain is not optional. It is essential to his evolution. In modern relationships, energetic vampirism doesn't appear with fangs or blood, it hides behind emotional neediness, psychological games, sexual manipulation, and spiritual imbalance. It is the subtle fatigue that lingers after being with someone who constantly demands your attention but gives little in return. It is the dullness that clouds your focus after nights of lustful indulgence that leave you feeling spiritually hollow. When your seed is conserved, your aura brightens, your presence thickens with potency. Others can feel it. Women, especially those attuned to emotional undercurrents, sense this unspoken vitality. Some are drawn to it in reverence, but others, often unconsciously, seek to feed on it. The man who retains must therefore discern between love and drain, between connection and consumption. The vampire's veil thrives in confusion, in the blurring of genuine affection with energetic dependency. It's the mask of passion worn by desire that seeks to consume rather than co-create. The first step in neutralizing energetic drain is awareness, the capacity to perceive energy beyond emotion. Emotion is surface, energy is source. A woman may express affection, vulnerability, or need, but beneath that, there is either an expansion or a contraction of your inner field. When your energy expands after being with her when you feel inspired, grounded, focused, that is a sign of alignment. But if you leave interactions feeling restless, anxious, or fatigued, it means your energy has been siphoned. Retainers must cultivate this subtle awareness. The body itself is a compass. It never lies. After every encounter, verbal, emotional, or sexual, pause and listen to your body. Your gut, your breath, your posture, they tell you everything about the energetic transaction that just occurred. Awareness transforms you from prey to master. The second step is energetic sovereignty, reclaiming full responsibility for your state. Many men fall into the trap of blaming energy vampires without realizing that victimhood itself leaks power. The true warrior of energy understands that he can only be drained through his own unconscious participation. You are never truly drained by another. You unconsciously agree to give your energy away. When you seek validation, attention, or sexual relief from another, you open a channel through which your life force escapes. Thus, neutrality begins with inner containment. This means detachment from the need to please, to prove, or to chase. In relationships, it manifests as calm awareness instead of emotional reaction. The man who is internally whole cannot be drained. His energy circulates within him like an infinite circuit. Semen retention trains this containment physically. Awareness extends it spiritually. Together, they forge an energetic shield, not one of resistance, but of radiance. To understand the vampire's veil, you must see how energy moves between the masculine and the feminine. The masculine essence gives direction, structure, and consciousness. The feminine essence receives, nourishes, and amplifies. When this flow is harmonious, love becomes an alchemical exchange. Both rise in energy, both feel empowered. But when it becomes distorted, when the feminine recedes without reciprocating in higher vibration, when the masculine gives without consciousness, the balance collapses. The man becomes depleted, the woman becomes restless, and the relationship spirals into chaos. This is the energetic basis of toxic relationships, unconscious feeding loops disguised as love. In this dynamic, sex is not sacred union but extraction, a draining of prana, of essence, through uncontrolled indulgence. Semen retention disrupts this loop. By withholding his seed, a man reverses the polarity. He forces the feminine to meet him at a higher frequency, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, instead of anchoring him in the lower. Neutralizing energetic drain also requires understanding psychological patterns that enable it. The energy vampire often operates unconsciously through behaviors like guilt-tripping, emotional overdependence, or seductive manipulation. These behaviors are not always malicious. They are survival mechanisms of unhealed souls who have lost touch with their own source. The man of awareness does not judge them. He observes with compassion but does not submit. Compassion does not mean compliance. When you meet a draining person with grounded calm, their hooks lose grip. If you react, you feed them. If you remain centered, you starve the pattern. Silence becomes your weapon. Presence becomes your shield. This is the art of energetic Aikido, redirecting the force without resistance. In this sense, retention is not repression, but redirection. It teaches you to circulate your life force internally rather than leaking it through reaction or desire. Modern life amplifies the vampire's veil through digital seduction. Every swipe, post, and message is a subtle, energetic exchange. The attention economy feeds on your focus, the same way a draining partner feeds on your energy. Social media is the global form of vampirism, extracting your life force one dopamine hit at a time. This is why semen retention must expand beyond the bedroom into consciousness hygiene. Guard your attention as you guard your seed. Do not give it to those who haven't earned it, online or offline. Every thought, like every ejaculation, is a seed. Where you plant it determines what grows in your life. Scrolling endlessly, chasing validation, or reacting emotionally, all are micro-likes of prana. A true retainer understands that the battle is not with lust alone, but with distraction itself. To truly neutralize energetic drain, you must cultivate inner alchemy, the transmutation of sexual energy into higher frequencies of consciousness. This process, known in yogic and Taoist traditions as brahmacharya or Jingtu Shin, transmutation, involves circulating energy up the spine through the breath and awareness. When practiced with discipline, the energy that once escaped through the genitals begins to rise toward the heart and the mind, purifying emotion and sharpening perception. This alchemical ascent transforms lust into creativity, desire into devotion, attraction into awareness. Once your energy resides, the vampire's veil becomes transparent. You see through manipulation instantly. You feel the vibration behind every smile. The world becomes a field of frequencies, and you move through it as an observer, not a victim. But this path is not for the faint-hearted. Retention magnifies everything, not only your power, but also your shadows. If you harbor unhealed wounds, they will surface. If you repress desire instead of transmuting it, you will become tense, bitter, and volatile. True energetic mastery requires emotional purification. This means facing your fears of abandonment, rejection, and control. Every energy drain in relationships is a reflection of an inner leak, an unhealed part of you that seeks completion outside. Once that part is embraced and integrated, the outer vampire disappears. People can only drain what you suppress. Thus, the deeper you know yourself, the safer your energy becomes. In relationships, neutralization is not withdrawal, but elevation. The goal is not to avoid intimacy, but to raise its vibration. When you meet your partner from fullness rather than need, you create a circuit of energy that multiplies. Sexual energy becomes prayer. Intimacy becomes meditation. You no longer seek pleasure as escape, but as expansion. In such union, even physical touch becomes sacred. The exchange of energy is conscious, balanced, and regenerative. This is the antidote to the vampire's veil, not avoidance, but awareness. Not fear, but mastery. The man who retains and radiates from love instead of lust dissolves vampiric dynamics naturally. His energy is too pure to be fed upon, too luminous to be manipulated. Practically, to neutralize energetic drain, apply these disciplines daily. Start each morning with breathwork to circulate your sexual energy upward. Meditate to center your awareness in the present. Set clear energetic boundaries through silence and minimal emotional reactivity. Speak less. Observe more. Detach from outcome. Anchor and purpose. When interacting with people, especially those who trigger you, focus on your breath. It keeps your energy internalized. At night, journal your emotional leaks, moments where you felt drained or reactive, and trace them to hidden attachments or fears. Awareness is purification. Over time, your aura strengthens, your presence deepens, and emotional vampires lose access. Final mastery is love without attachment. True love gives freely without leaking. It flows like sunlight, powerful, consistent, yet unattached to return. When you embody this frequency, you stop oscillating between giving and losing. You become the source. Energy vampires cannot feed on the sun. They can only survive in darkness. Shine without needing to prove. Serve without craving recognition. Hold your seed, hold your silence, hold your stillness. In that stillness, your power crystallizes. In the modern era, men have forgotten that their seed is sacred, that every drop holds the essence of creation. When wasted recklessly, energy weakens. When harnessed consciously, it awakens. Retention is not about denying pleasure, it's about reclaiming purpose. The vampire's veil will always exist in people, in systems, in desires, but the awakened man sees it, smiles, and transcends it. He no longer fears being drained because his energy is infinite, self-replenishing, and directed by will. His relationships evolve from consumption to communion. His love becomes a force of creation rather than addiction. In the end, neutralizing energetic drain is not about protecting yourself from others. It's about realizing that there are no others. All energy exchange is self to mirror to mirror. Every draining encounter is an invitation to embody more light, more awareness, more mastery. The true vampire is unconsciousness. The true antidote is awakening. When you master your seed, your mind, and your heart, you pierce the veil forever. You no longer fear the vampire because you have become the sun. If this video charged your internal battery, please show some love. Give this a quick like and subscribe to make sure you never miss an energy upgrade. I love seeing our global community grow, so please drop your location in the comments. Fuels the channel. If you've got questions that need an answer or want to connect with like-minded people, find us on Telegram, link below. Let's spread this power. Take a moment to share this with your crew. Have a truly powerful day.